Okay, hello everybody. Thank you for joining. So as you all know, this is a follow-up call to Centerpoint 2. Actually, maybe I'll start this. It's nothing too fancy, but let's see. Can everyone see my screen or what I'm sharing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so we're just following up on the items that we said we were going to execute after Centerpoint 2. Give each other a chance to just share updates, challenges, give others a chance to answer questions, things like that, and also let the community follow along with what it is we're trying to achieve. Oh, Gil, forgot about Gil. He just showed up. Hey, Gil.
Hey, guys.
How you going, mate? I don't know if the way Google Meet records this shows everybody's in the call, so I'm just going to rattle off this list of the names and groups just so people watching will know. We've got James from COZ, Adrian from Flamingo, Anna from NSPCC, Anne from Impstones, Maria from Everstake, Odd from Flamingo, Michael from Axe Labs, Gil from Axe Labs. We have Dylan from the News Today, Fernando from Red4Sec and Core. That's from Core as well. We have Eric from COZ, Jimmy from Core and R3E, and Vitor from Core and Neo Research. Did I miss anybody?
Hey, Ding, this is Song Ping here. So,
And Song Ping.
hello, everyone. Some of you may know me for a long time, but I also see some new friends here. So this time I was actually sitting in this call on behalf of Eric. So currently I'm working with him for some like new global research thing. So he actually have a schedule confliction. So I'm basically like a proxy here, just more listening the conference. Yeah, and I'm gonna share the progress for this call with him directly. Yeah.
Great
Cool.
to see you again, Song Ping.
Thank you.
We also had Rose from Hashkey just before, but she dropped off, so she may be back in a minute. Okay, cool. All right, so just general housekeeping. Everybody's aware this call is being recorded. We're going to publish for the community to see what we're doing, to follow along with the progress, so they feel like they're in the loop. I think I think it's important. One of the things that we all agreed on at Centerpoint was it was important to do more work in public, especially organizing work in public. So this is a step in that direction. As I said before, the primary purpose is to follow up and touch base on all the items we committed to at Centerpoint 2. So we'll discuss those. And if you are a council or core member who does not have access to the council and core channel in the Neo Discord, please reach out with your username so you can be added. That's where we're doing all the tagging for this. I added some people to the call, even if they weren't in that channel, but because I knew they wouldn't see those updates. But until we get the new community governance portal up and running, that's our main forum for working in public, for communication and for tagging everyone. So please, if you're not there, join the Discord if you're not already there, and just reach out to one of us and we'll give you the right permissions for that, so we can communicate in there. Any questions on that? Sweet, moving along. All right, so these are the items that we committed to delivering on the back of Centerpoint 2, and the people who are in charge of kind of making sure that they were going to go along. So we're just going to run through these, and that's basically, no one was asked to prepare anything special for this. We're just going to go through the status updates. So we've got the reduced fees, the flattening of the GAS rewards, the reduced council registration fee, the enhanced governance platform, publishing the reports and stuff on the back of the events, and then the public commitment signal. So I think that the main bulk of the conversation will probably end up being around the governance platform. I think we can get through a couple of the other ones a little bit faster. So maybe we'll start with those so we can sort of, don't feel like we have to rush anything on the back end. So I'm going to throw to you, Shargon, as you were kind of in charge of ushering through the reduced fees and the flattening of the GAS rewards. Do you want to just give us a general update on where that's at with Core? the status of those items, any challenges you're having, and then if anyone wants to ask questions of you at the back end, then we'll give them a little bit of time.
Yeah, according to the Flattening GAS reward, I think I have no good news with this point, because in the roadmap that Eric proposed, it seems that it will be a lot of governance changes, and I think that they are incompatible with the flat rewards. One of these changes is decouple the staking reward from the voting. So in this point, I think I have no good news here.
So the flattening of the gas rewards, you're saying they're incompatible with what we want to do, with what's on the Neo 4 roadmap, is that right?
Yeah, as I see in the roadmap, the governance change will be a totally different thing that the currently we have. So flat rewards, it won't be possible with this roadmap. At least, I think if we implement the flat rewards with the current system, it will be changes in few months with Neo 4, so it don't deserve the development because the governance changed completely. But according to reduced fee, we have 2 PRs in this. One is the white list for contracts that is already tested by Superboy. Seems that it will be merged soon. And the other is the execution factor with 2 decimals that is also been reviewing, and it will be merged soon as well. So I have two tasks assigned, but I must say that only reduced fees are implemented now.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you can tell us a little bit more about how the governance then looks like, what it looks like on Neo 4 instead. So since we're not doing the flattening of the rewards, because you say it's maybe incompatible or it's maybe not necessary. So what does it look like then with Neo 4?
I need to talk more with Eric, because I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I only read the Neo 4 roadmap, but if it's in his mind the couple is taking reward from the governance voting, it means that will be changed completely how the committee are selected. So also how the user are rewarded. So I need more. I think we need a talk with Eric about this specific change.
I don't think there will be much differences, because Eric proposes the things related to the governance, but also by checking the proposals from the council that you already discussed there. So I discussed with Eric on this, and he agreed that the rewards distributed to the voters should be decoupled from the ranks of the node. So basically, there's not much difference than what the council has already been discussed.
Okay, so it's just a matter of logistics then, when to implement it. So it's better to not do it twice and then do it in N4 instead. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Can I just, Jimmy, can I just ask you a quick question? For this flattening of gas rewards on N4, is that just for top 21, or will it be for all the nodes you vote on? Because I think that's a crucial change.
If you check the roadmaps that Eric has been posted there, he's basically giving the council more power to decide things by themselves, by yourselves. So you can see, okay, however it works, however it likes, you guys gonna decide by yourselves. You don't have to ask how it will be like in Neo 4 because you are the guys who decided.
Yeah, I thought that was what we were doing in Singapore. That's why I'm asking now, because we decided, everyone, even with Eric in the room, that we were going down this path. I think it's really important for Neo to have so you can vote for nodes outside of top 21, because that can make people do campaigning, like do work for Neo to get votes. Right now, we who run nodes are just safe sitting there. We don't have to do anything. So actually what we want is to be more accountable and work harder for the money we earn.
Exactly.
As I understand in the roadmap, the reward will be done by staking. So you will need to stake your Neo to get the reward, and the voting, it won't be related to the Neo. So I think we don't have this problem that we have now, but I need to talk more with Eric about this, I think.
Vitor's got his hand up. Vitor.
Exactly. Is in the direction that Chardon explained that.
Your mic is broken.
Sorry?
Yeah, you're very hard to hear on that mic. It's very distorted.
Wait a second, you can continue.
So try again.
Hello. You hear me better now?
It's still really hard to hear.
You're in the bottom of the ocean.
Well, because I am in the computer, so perhaps something. But I'm using some hardware microphone here.
Yeah, get a headphone, Vitor. Get a headphone or something like this. Otherwise, I cannot understand anything here.
I have a hardware phone here. I just changed my computer this week. So I just needed the hardware phone, the hardware microphone here. One second.
I think he's switching the mic.
Check it.
While he's doing that, I just going to throw out one.
Hello, testing.
That sounds better.
Let's go. I think that's
Yes,
better.
okay. I changed it to a hardware physical microphone here. I changed my computer this week, so this new computer perhaps have a problem. I need to check that because the computer is new. Chardon, as Fernando just said, perhaps from the ideas that Eric presented, maybe the rewards on gas will be based on staking. So if that direction is true, flatten the GAS rewards now will be a double work. But what I would say is that Somping is in this call. I think Somping can forward this to Eric as soon as possible, in a way that in the next call we can have that more clear. If the direction is really base GAS reward on staking and still have the voting power. That's the idea. From what I understood is that the rewards would be based on staking and we will have voting power to elect new council apart.
Yeah.
So what I understood, like, by the proposal is that Eric's mentioned somewhere that there will be like a lockup period, and so the votes are not gonna like change really frequently, and so this That's the only thing that I've seen in the proposal. I think something could forward and get his clarification a bit more on the direction. Yes, I agree.
Yeah, and I just want to throw one thing out there as one person who does not have to write a single line of core code. I wonder if it's worth assessing how long this change is going to take, right? Because we say a couple months down the road, realistically, Neo4 might not show up for a year. Like the error bar only goes one way, right? It never goes sooner than you want. It's always longer. And this is a change that I think we urgently need now. We need to put all our seats, we all need to be at risk of losing our seats. We need to let other people have a path into leadership by being able to campaign, all that kind of stuff. So my question is that trade-off? Like, I don't want anyone to have to do work twice, right? And like I said, I'm not the one who has to write the code. And I assume it's not the best idea to be changing core stuff for a temporary amount of time. But if it's going to take us a year to get to N4, this is a change that I don't think we should sit on for a year. And if we can do this safely and still make this change, I know we said we were doing this pending the due diligence, but if there is a way we can do this change safely, so we can, give this to the community sooner rather than later, I think that's a conversation worth having.
I just want to remind everyone that we announced Neo N3 in February of 2019 and said it would be ready in a year, and it didn't launch until September of 2021, a little bit later. So it took twice as long as we thought it would take.
That's usually the way it goes also. So I think Dean's concerns or he wanting to talk about it is at least really valid. I think then two things should be clarified. What's the estimated time for Neo 4? And then what's the estimate to do this before Neo 4? So yeah, if either of those, like if it's let's say we have to wait a year, I don't think that's really good because we agreed upon something in Singapore. Maybe a year is too long.
Yeah. So I think that's just something to follow up on, have those discussions. And I don't expect Sharko or Jimmy to be able to answer that now, but let's follow up on that one after this call. And just to close off on the core side of things, for anyone who doesn't know, Shargon, can you give us an idea, like some people sitting at home watching this, how much the fee reduction is going to practically mean and help? Like, what is the rate of reduction we're going to see here on regular transactions and whitelisted contracts?
It depends how the policy is configured, because we will have two ways to make the transaction cheaper. One will be the whitelist that can make a zero fee for transactions. And the other, we have another feature that is the execution fee, which can be defined with 4 decimals. Currently, we have the minimum one that is 1, and now we will have 4 decimals. So if the committee define this cheaper, it can be 10,000 cheaper for any contract, no just the whitelist.
Awesome. And they're both, or is just one of them moved into testing now? The whitelist one is moved into testing, is that right?
Yeah, the whitelist is almost done. I just waiting for Superboy manual testing, and execution fee is also waiting for it.
Okay, awesome. Cool, that's great. I mean, that was pretty fast getting that feature in. So good job on that. Cool. All right. Does anybody have any more questions on that before we move on to the next topic? Sweet. All right. So the next one was the council registration fee, reducing it from 1,000 down to 750. we can execute this as the council right now. These are one of the things we can do. The action item was with Stephen to go ahead and start that process because like NGD's got a lot of nodes, so that will NGD NF, so that will go a lot quicker. I spoke to Stephen today, and he said that we will go ahead and do this this coming Monday. So all council members should be ready and prepared to sign the transaction as it gets passed around on Monday, and we'll do that and reduce the candidate fee from 1,000 to 750. So all good on that one. And then, so the next one is the enhanced governance platform. So this is the new platform for us to organize, communicate, so the community can come to us, so we can go to them, so we can actually govern and have an active, vibrant, organized council. And the Flamingo team, as all of you who are there are aware, volunteered to go ahead and start building this. So I'm going to stop sharing and I'm going to throw this over to Adrian and Odd, and they're going to run us through what we've got so far and, you know, go from there.
So far, we set down a group to look at how to solve these issues that concluded that we need a new group that will need to look at this over the summer.
And then vote 4 rounds before we start. No.
Yes.
We've been grinding since Singapore. We started the same day that we got the mandate, and we made quite good progress already. So I'll share my screen and just do a simple walkthrough of where the platform is at right now. And we've taken an approach that speed is everything. So I'm not sure if it's a saying in English or not, but it is in Norwegian. It's less chefs, less mess. So it's just me and Odd cooking right now. So let me share my screen, share my window, entire screen. There we go. Share.
The phrase we have in English is "too many cooks in the kitchen."
All right. Yeah, it's that one. So it's 2 cooks cooking right now. It's me on the front end and Mr. Google on the back end from the Flamingo team. Can you see the proposal page?
Yep.
All right. So right now we just decided to implement the most pressing core features. That is the ability for committee members to create proposals, and for community members to comment on them, and for the committee to be able to vote on the proposals with some deadlines and some small other features like being able to get to know the council and read a commitment and balance statement that we created in Singapore. So let me go through all the features on the page. Right now, I've just mirrored over most of the information from the current governance page so that you're able to see all the candidates. I do not have the voting implemented yet, but the idea here is that you're taken to a separate page, a separate URL that you can share. This is in the idea that we want other candidates to be able to campaign to get into the top 21, and then have a link that is easily shareable where their candidate is already pre-selected, and there's information there guiding you how to vote and what you're actually voting for and what that actually means for your candidate and what that means for you. So the voting page will be a separate page, shareable page.
Also, there will be statistics here in this table to show activity, at least trackable activity from this governance page. So if you don't like vote for proposals, if you don't like engage with the platform, you can see like the activity level of each candidate.
Yes. So each candidate will get their own page with a lot of information, and the most important metrics of activity will be shown in this table as well. And then we get into the proposals. Right now we haven't created anyone for this demo, but I'll do that. it says you must be signed in to create a new proposal. So I'll go ahead and do that. And then I'll show you the 3 different ways that you can sign in. The easiest way will be to create an account with a username and password. That way you will have an account, but you won't really be able to do anything before you either claim a node, or should I say a candidate. So you will be able to claim that you're the candidate with signing a payload, and you should be able to do so as a candidate. And then you're able to create proposals, and you're able to vote, and you're able to, what else, Odd? Mr. Google, are you able to?
As if you claim the candidate node, you're able to make the proposals. You're able to, if you then you're also able to administrate, like add members to that.
Yeah.
And add voters, and yeah. So like an organization like Flamingo, then Adrian can be shown that when he's messaging, he's representing Flamingo. But then there will only be one person that will be in charge of voting for a council member.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like a core dev also get a designated role in here, core developers of Neo, and they can just sign in with username and password if they want. They don't really need to have a M3 wallet. It will be something centralized where we just tag these accounts as core developers. So everyone will have an account here, and you can add as many wallets as you want to that account if you have multiple wallets as a community user or Neo holder. So then you can, maybe if you have 10 different wallets with Neo, you can vote together with them. So it's easier for you to show your weight on what you propose on, or what you vote on with your community votes. So let me sign in with an unsecure account here.
Just quick, like we want to have, so you can sign in with your wallet, but you can also use a payload. So you can go and sign that in a CLI if you don't want to like have a wallet extension or anything like that. So basically what's happening is that we just create an account for you with that wallet address, and you can sign that payload inside of the CLI.
Yeah, I can show it in the design. So basically you get this kind of signing process. It's advanced. It's for more pro users and for the council, basically. So you get step by step how to be able to perform that. So now I'll sign in with my temporary user, which has a really bad password. And then I'll be able to explore proposals again. And now I'm able to create a proposal. And the reason why I'm able to create a proposal is that we have already, with this account, claimed a committee member and set that this account is able to both create proposals and vote for proposals for this council member or this committee member.
Yeah, we're struggling a bit here with the
Terminology.
council member and committee member and everything, and in the back end I call it organizations. So yeah, we're having like some naming difficulties here.
So let's say
basically, if you're a member of a council organization, you can create a proposal.
As long as you're
top 21.
No. Everyone outside, as long as you paid the gas fee, you can create a proposal. Yeah. But you can't vote for it because that's only top 21.
I see. So anyone can create a proposal. Only council members can vote. I see. All right.
Not anyone can create the proposal, but any candidate can create the proposal.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So
I have a suggestion. Well, you can call it maybe organization or maybe even a team, like a council team, because as far as I understand, you guys will build this feature to add members like to this team, and yeah, just a suggestion. But yeah, either organization or team is fine.
Yeah, there's a lot of terminology already baked into the governance of NEO. So we'll try to be as try to reuse that terminology as much as possible, but also we'll have a little bit talk with other people who are really engaged with the community, so that the community feel like they see something that they understand. If the community has the idea that they call it the council, it's council members, council team members, then we go with council. We should go with what the community is already familiar with. But right now we have like 4 different words for the same thing. So as we release, we'll just settle on one terminology to use everywhere. So we speak the same language, everyone. What we decided is that when you create a proposal, it should both have a proposal type and a proposal duration type. And I'll explain a little bit more. Right now we just have some dummy data here for proposal types. But what we really want to prevent is for someone to create a proposal that is, I want to just discuss how cool the latest season of my favorite TV show is. I'm not saying anyone is going to do that. That's maybe a strange example, but we could see proposals here where this is something really the committee shouldn't discuss. So we'll try to narrow it down into a proposal type. So you're actually using the proposals in the correct way, so that we don't spend time discussing things that we really don't even have the authority to have an opinion on.
To be on domain, like grant shares to grants, and this isn't for grants. So yeah.
Let's have a small discussion to narrow these proposal types down. If there's something, if it is a feature request, or if there's a network setting that someone wants to change, maybe we should have these proposal types to narrow it down a little bit. What we discuss on this platform is just an idea from our side. We don't want the proposals to be crowded. We want there to be engagement, but I know if there will be a lot of proposals, the teams are already spread thin on what they have time to do. So this is to just narrow down the discussions about things that are fruitful and actionable. And then we have the proposal duration type. It's another thing that we see in GitHub a lot with the issues created there, where there's already a lot of discussion, at least in NEO core. There is no deadlines to decide things, and discussions can go on forever. In real governance, there usually is the deadline for proposed laws or proposed budgets. So I think we should do the same here. We should have deadline. And I think this also encourage the committee members to be active, because there will be something every month, every week, or something immediate that requires your attention to at least vote on or discuss.
For monthly and weekly, it will always be the last Friday. So if it's weekly, it's next Friday. If it's monthly, it's the last Friday of the month. So you know that every Friday you should go in, at least check, because if you don't vote, you will just be neutral, and basically you will just follow the flow for it.
Yeah.
And just to be clear, when you say monthly or weekly, that doesn't mean it's a reoccurring proposal.
No. It's a deadline. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So right now, if you take monthly, it will be end of November. So it will always be like not end of this month, but end of next month. And then if you take weekly, it won't be this Friday, it will be next Friday.
Yeah.
My suggestion is like, I like this proposal duration type weekly, but then like just next to it, you give an estimation. If the proposal is created today, when it'll be, like the deadline, like the specific date. I think this will be a great addition.
Yeah, I'll try to be as specific as possible here or maybe even over-explain and to add the deadline, because there's some nuance here as well, where let's say you're close to, let's say you're making the proposal Friday morning. Is it then deadline Friday night?
I can send you the same algorithm that I have on the back end, and
yes,
you can just use that on the front end.
Yeah. So we'll display the deadline date for you, so that you don't have to calculate it. It will actually show you when that deadline will be before you create the proposal, so that you're really sure on what you're making before you make it. And then you have the description. There's some guidelines here as well. These can be changed, the guidelines. We can together find out what guidelines we want, and we can change them as we go. So I'll just paste in here some lorem ipsum text that doesn't make sense at all. But as you can see, Markdown is supported. We'll create the issue or proposal. I'm used to GitHub, so I'm calling them issues. So
Can
then
you
we
make
have
the screen just a little bit smaller so it's a bit bigger? Just that it's, I don't know if anyone else has a problem, but just to zoom in a little bit. Yeah. Awesome. Thank you.
Yes. Up here we have the general information about the proposal. So you can see who submitted it, the type, and the duration type. And then you have clearly now you can see the deadline. And this is a progress bar that will fill up. But this we just created it, so you won't see any progress right now.
Mhm.
And here you'll see the description. Sometimes I think for a proposal they'll be really long. It's going to be hard to get into the comments. So we just added a small button here to be able to show it, the whole description. And then who's able to comment, Mr. Google?
Everyone that has either are a committee member, like added to a committee, or has a wallet with NEO or BNEO in it. So when you vote, if you have a wallet and you have 100 BNEO and 100 NEO, it will come up here and show you that you wrote this. When you wrote this comment, you had 200 NEO to your name. And then you also have this community vote. So you can show, the community can show us in the council their thoughts about it. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have anything to say, but it's more like a guidance.
Mhm.
So you can at least feel as a NEO holder that you can tell the politicians what you feel about this.
Are you gonna hide the address or obfuscate it somehow? Because maybe someone with a lot of NEO doesn't want to dox themselves.
No, but you don't need to dox yourself. You can just log in with your wallet address. You don't need to have a name or anything connected to that. You don't need to have a username. You don't need to have a password. But we need to have the wallet. We need to have the balance, and it needs to be recorded. This way, people can always go back and check on chain that Dean actually had 1 million EO at the point of writing this comment.
So you'll be able to verify, and you'll able to be anonymous by creating a just random username and a random password that isn't really connected to you at all. You use a VPN to log in if you want to, and you just
or just use your wallet. Just log in with the wallet. That's also a possibility.
Yeah, then you have a single sign-on, but you still have like a user ID, and you have just get a random nickname basically, and it will just display your wallet address instead if you choose to do so.
And there's no account recovery here. So when you make a username and password, that's a username and password. If you lose it, you have to make a new one, but you can always then sign the payload to connect your wallet to the new user, and then it will be removed from the old user.
Yeah.
So there's no email addresses or anything in here. No name, no nothing.
So the recommended way is to sign on first with your with a NEO wallet, because then you already have the single sign-on. So you can sign in from different devices and still access the same account. And if you're a multi-wallet or multi-account user, just add your wallet after you log in with that first account, and you have all your wallets in one account, and you'll be able to single sign on from any of them. So that's already implemented, except for the
One thing I as I make suggestions for like things I'd like to see, I am aware that we're trying to get the minimum viable product out. So like, don't take everything. It's like, all right, Dean expects me to put this in now before we release. But I'm just going to note things I think would be nice as we go along. Being able to see, so when a user comments on the proposal, it'd be great to see who they're voting for, because as NEO News today, if a lot of our voters saying we want to see this, then it becomes our responsibility to represent and support them.
We already have that data sent to the front end when a user has NEO or BNEO in their wallet. If you have BNEO, you don't vote for anyone particular with that. but it will then show that like half is BNEO, but the 100 NEO you have in your wallet, you're voting for NNT. So so yeah, it's actually already in the plans.
Awesome.
So I'll just note that, and I'll also just note Gil's feedback, even though I have it somewhere on the list. Show the exact deadline when making a new proposal.
Yeah, as if he would create a proposal today, you know, at the moment. Yeah.
All right. And then I'll show the voting. I am allowed to vote for this committee member.
Candidate, yeah.
Candidate. So here,
So I know that it's always like these guys that the backend always, or mostly always go faster than the front end. So I'm gonna give like all the things for Adrian now, but like maybe adding a tooltip around this proposal duration type, telling what is the expiration means. Like, is only for the discussion. It's there. Okay, this proposal. Okay, that's good. Okay, that's good. It's already told.
I should be more explicit and give even more information, because I think this will be confusing the first time you do it. So we'll try to add as much information as possible. And I don't think it's really that bad if this page is cluttered, if there's enough information there, so you know that you're confident in what you're doing. And if you use it a lot, you'll just ignore that information eventually. So yeah, you're able to vote, and as long as some visual bug there, yeah, as long as the deadline is not passed, you're able to change your votes like this and like this. So
this is something debatable. Like, for example, in the case of grain shares, we explicitly chose to not be able to change the vote because a lot of reasons. But I just want to understand like why you chose to change your mind here, because I would say that if you vote, and that's it.
You can misclick.
Yeah, two things: misclick, and the other, this discussion is still going on. So maybe you had a strong opinion on Wednesday, but before deadline on Friday, you slept, you think about it, you change your votes. So the deadline isn't up, but
okay. No,
yes.
no, I understand, because like here is a bit different. Like the discussion and the voting are at the same period of time. Like in grain shares, for example, you have like the discussion, and then you have like a specific voting period that you can choose. Yeah, that's different. That's different. Then it's fine if you're able to change your votes. Yeah.
Also, one thing that is really important for us who's going to vote here is that you're voting for what's in the description. You're not voting for what's in the comments. So if after discussion we find out that we want to do something else, then a new proposal is created, because let's say it's 3,000 comments, so you have to read them all to understand what you actually agree on. So what you're voting for is what's in the description of a proposal, not in the comments. The comments are just there to have a discussion about it or explain some more. Yeah.
Is the proposal editable? So like, let's say, you know, the proposal needs to evolve based on those comments.
No, then you create a new one.
Based on your earlier comments.
Yeah.
And
I like this. I like this approach. Also because, you know, you just lock the proposal, give time for voting and comments, and then like if something happens, you can create a new proposal, and then it's a new one.
Yeah, and,
so
and then you can also tag it that it replaces this one.
So, that's good. Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to ask. This, if you can tag or you can link somehow.
So it will be version 2 of this proposal. Yeah.
Yep. I just noted because I don't have it in my task right now, but we discussed it to be able to replace.
But I would say that this, if you guys have to prioritize something because it's related to time and resources, I would leave this feature out because it's not as totally essential.
Yeah.
No, for the MP, I think like what's important now is that we finish basically the tasks that we have left to make it usable, and then we actually start using it. Else there's no reason for us to spend like 5 months making this huge system. I think there's a lot of things we want to change. Let's do that along the way, and then we can also make proposals for those changes, and then we can vote on them. So just to test the governance and to like actually see that we are going to use this platform, because there's no reason to have it if we're not going to use it. And it's easy to say that we're going to do it, but it's hard to actually do it.
Yeah, I think one thing that's important to just note, like especially for anyone who's watching this, is these things that we're voting for are not forcible on chain. Like we're voting to say we are going to do something or someone else is going to do something, and then we actually have to do it. These aren't like the on-chain parameters that we can just change. You know, like to do with the fee that is, you know, the council registration fee. We can vote and change that as the council. But this, we're kind of to say like, we're going to action this, we're going to commit to this, this is something we want to lobby for, and go in that direction together.
Yeah, and this might change with Neo 4, or if we decide before Neo 4 to create some sort of treasury with a budget, where we can decide over budget, and then proposals can also be kind of like grants. You suggest something, there's a bounty or whatever, and then it become possible to allocate some gas or something to do something. I know we have grant shares already, but this will be
but
more
for the core, like we want to change something in the core code, so we as a council can set a bounty for someone. They deliver the code, and then they can claim the gas. So yeah.
And same as Flamingo is doing now with this page. So of course this is for free, but then something else, a council member could say, yeah, I want to do that. Just need to allocate some resources. Do we want to vote on it? And that then it comes down to this proposal types again. What kind of proposals can we create? So I think
sorry, I have a question about that too. So there are things that I think, like I'm thinking about the stuff that I would like to get community's feedback on, but it's not necessarily like a proposal, right? Like an example could be something like, what events should we go to this year? Right, or maybe something could be like, should we hold Centerpoint in Norway next year? Right, like it's more of a discussion. You know, it's like a request for comment more so than a proposal. I guess, like, do you envision that being like a separate feature to this, or do you think we would still do it under this framework that you're sort of presenting here? For a vote, we need to get the community feedback, you know, and know their weight and like what they're saying and all that kind of stuff. But doesn't always necessarily need to result in a vote.
I think this could be like a different proposal type, like in the future.
Mm-hmm. The thing is, we already have amazing services like Telegram and Discord to discuss with forums as well, but they're excluding people who want to be totally anonymous and just use their wallet. So that's the only one I feel like we're excluding right now. There is a lot of discussions on the Flamingo Discord. There's a lot of discussions on the Neo Discord, and it is up to us to gather something we want the committee to decide upon into a proposal.
Yeah, but I agree, like in a version 2 of this, we can make a different kind of proposal, because the thing here is that you have people on Discord, the most vocal people are often the people who sold their Neo 2 months ago. Right. So you're actually listening to the wrong people. So I think like we can create, for a version 2 of this, we can create a new thing that's just community votes, basically, where we say like, and you can vote for different things. So we can get some feedback from actual Neo holders. That's one thing you can't get on Discord. You can't get feedback from the people holding Neo.
I feel like, it's if we look at traditional governance that's done like on a state level, usually there is no place for
Switzerland there is.
Yeah, for voters to just bring up some theme that they want their governors to discuss. there are proposals to implement laws. There are proposals to vote on budgets. There are certain types of things to govern. Discussions are not part of them. You do that on a stool outside where your government resides, usually. I understand we could do something different, but I think it's really important if it's a proposal, there's something to vote on. If we have it in the governance platform,
a poll, just a governance poll for
Yes.
NEO holders. Yeah,
Yeah.
but that's what I'm saying is that I agree with the proposals. Proposals are something we vote on, and then later we can have community proposals where the community vote on them, and then we can have community polls to like we talked about on Flamingo. We're gonna have this running poll that do you support the Flamingo team, and as soon as that 51% no, then we pack up and leave. So yeah, we can have polls like that. I think it makes sense because this is where people actually have to put their money where their mouth is.
Yeah, right. So I would separate proposals and a forum, maybe.
Yeah, it doesn't need to be a poll, though, is what I'm saying. Like, and I'm not saying like I think we should have a forum where the community can raise topics, but that's down the track, right? What I'm saying now is it's just a request for comment. It's like this is something we just want to gauge what the people think and feel about this. So it's basically what we've got right here with the comments and being able to look without the vote, right? So you still create the topic, etc. Here's the thing, and then we have discussion on that. That's kind of the feature I'm talking about right now.
Yeah, I'll note that because I don't think it will be too much because it's just a different collection type in the database. And so I think that's we can have something that's poll or request for comments or combined together. We'll just try to find the new a good word for it so that you could maybe create a request for comment with a poll or without or something like that. Then we have a lot. So the reason why I bring up traditional governance is because we have so much information on how this is done already. I'm not saying that is perfect, so we can do even better. Not like we should try to be maybe as bad or inefficient as we see state governance around the world, but at least there's some terminology and some ways to do stuff that's already been figured out and can be done in an efficient way so that we don't create a whole mess where we try to reinvent the wheel. So this is where the page is right now. Maybe give us a couple of more weeks and we'll be production ready, Odd. And in the meantime, of course, we should discuss if there's something that needs to change. It's not totally just the Flamingo doing whatever we want, where we're able to take feedback. But remember, we're trying to make this as fast as possible to gauge and to get user feedback, because it's not only us looking at a screen when I present now or in DMs or even in the Open Neo channels, where we discuss how this product will eventually be. We need to gather user feedback, and that's from the council, that is from the users. So if we get a product shipped as fast as possible, hopefully we ship something that's really imperfect. Because then we get all the feedback and then we do the right thing, the right features, the right changes. So that's the idea. We're not trying to be, this is Flamingo just deciding. We're just trying to be fast so that we get the right feedback.
Do you you mentioned the page where when they go to vote, they'll be able to see the statistics on the council or the candidate they're voting for. Do you have a Figma design of that in progress yet to sort of see roughly? Okay.
Yeah. I move back and forward now between the design process and the implementation, again, to go as fast as possible. And these pages are kind of totally separate from the proposal part of the platform that we've now created. So then I'll jump back as soon as I feel that's good enough. I'll jump back into designing the pages for the candidates, where you can see their activity, and this list also where you can see the most important metrics. And I think also through doing the proposals now and the voting in the back end, Mr. Google will be able to log all these metrics, and then
everything is logged, and also it's an open API, so everyone can just go and fetch a lot of data that we maybe don't display and look at things that they want to look at.
But then I put on the designer hat and I'll ask Mr. Google, what can I show? And what do you feel I need to show? Because then he has all the data and we move back and forward like that. So so I think once I have the design ready for this page and the specific candidate details page, I can share them and we can get some feedback on that as well. Maybe there's some metrics that's missing that you will really, really love to see or something else. So that's all we have to show so far, I think, Mr. Google, or is there something else?
Yeah, I think that's it. It's working. Also, yeah, it's posting as soon as you make a proposal. It's posted to Discord, to Neo Discord, so you can from your own server subscribe to that. Also, if it's a new message, can work some on the formatting. But yeah, at least it's working. So yeah, like Adrian said, a couple of weeks more, and I think we're production ready. So then we can start use it, and it can evolve from there.
Is there anything that you need from us at this moment?
Yes.
Yeah, $1 million.
It's in the mail.
It is the static information on the page. Get to know the Neo Council. I've provided at least one page, so we could have some information on maybe how governance works, what this platform is meant to do, and some basic information on how you can vote, what does it mean to vote, maybe you need to have a wallet, all this basic information, maybe a frequently asked question maybe page. This can be anything that content creators feel should be on this page. You can post it to me and I'll implement it. So it's always good to delegate so that we have someone that is responsible and there's some actionable items. But maybe Dean or Dylan could.
I can take it. Sure. Yeah.
I already have the commitment and value statement that we created in Singapore here. I'm not sure if it's on the front page is the best place to have it. I can share the staging URL with you, Dean, so that you're able to navigate the page, and as we commit, it will be updated, and you could just come with suggestions of what content, what copy you want to change, anything, just ping me and I'll change it. I don't have that strong opinions on the content, and I'm not a copywriter, so English is not my native language, so feel free to change anything here. I'm more about if there's a specific form field, maybe I'm picky to add one or remove one, but I'm willing to change anything on the content side. So this is a bit lacking now on this page. Yep.
Cool. Does anybody else have any other questions or comments for the Flamingo team?
Thank you for grinding to put this together.
No worries.
Yeah, that's actually something that I'd like everyone to know. When we were in the room in Singapore and we kind of decided that we needed this platform where we could organize better, bring the community into the discussion, see their voice and their vote and their weight and all that kind of stuff. The next thing was, all right, who's going to build it and what is the most efficient way to do it? And we discussed several options, and then Flamingo just put their hands up and said, what's going to be the fastest? If we just do it. And like Adrian said, they started that day, and by the end of the day we already had like a list of all like the API calls and everything that was going to be there. So they deserve a lot of credit for doing that. And so if there's anything else we can do to help you guys, please let us know. And the idea also is for this to eventually move onto one of the Neo GitHubs, where it will live in the future, and so everyone will be able to contribute to it. But the quickest way to get something functional up and out was for Adrian Odd to tackle it as hard as they could. So they deserve a lot of credit.
Thank you. And the code is already on the Flamingo GitHub, I think, but it's maybe private. I'll make it public so that people can see that we work. So they can continue to, or we can just start there and move later.
I just have to thank you guys, like Adrian and all the great work, really serious and competent work. So compliments. We're gonna see what's next. But who already built like governance. I know how difficult. I know like the decisions that you have to make. So yeah, really good work. Thank you.
Thank you.
Cool. All right. I know we're hitting up against the hour. There's just a couple of other small things to wrap up here. So the other action items were to publish the report and the commitments, which we did. So we published the report of everything that we spoke about or decided in the room, and we published the commitment statement, which you just saw also now lives on the governance portal. And then the other action item was for all the council members to post the commitments and values statement to their socials to signal that they were planning to adhere this, that they wanted the community to hold them accountable to these standards and hold each other accountable to these standards. So I haven't followed everyone's social media, everyone's Twitter page. So if I've missed someone, I apologize, but to the best of my knowledge, there's only been 4 council members that have done that. So any council members who seeing this in the future or now, if your organization hasn't done that, if you do commit to these commitments and values, it would be good to signal to the community you do so by sharing that and affirming that. So I just think it's really important in general. Like we discussed at length that the NEO Council has not really been something that's functional, in the way it should be, since it became a thing, and it has a lot of trust to win back from the community. Like we need to give them a reason to believe that the NEO Council can be effective and can bring about positive change. And this is one of those things that is just a soft signal. Like you've got to do the work. Just posting the link and saying I believe all these things and we will do all these things is one thing, but it's a start. So I just want to throw that out there. And then the last thing, is there any other topics? While we're here, is there anything else anyone wants to discuss or bring up to this group before we sign off?
When and how will you post this video?
I guess tomorrow, because it's 1 a.m. here, so I'll do it tomorrow. I assume we'll do it on the Near News Today channel. I don't know of any other. It's probably the easiest channel to do it on. So unless anyone has strong objections to that, it seems like the quickest, easiest way to do that.
Will it be then so that we can share it on X or?
Yeah, it'll be on YouTube, so anyone can view it. Yeah.
Cool.
Absolutely. Cool. All right. Well, sounds like that's about it. Thank you everyone for joining. Thanks for everyone's comments and inputs. Thank you for everyone who's been doing the work. It's been nearly 4 weeks. Tomorrow is 4 weeks since Centerpoint. So we've made some progress. Still a lot to do, but I appreciate everyone's time, everyone showing up. And let's make sure we use, if we've got anything to discuss for any of these items, aside from things that obviously need to be discussed in GitHub, let's try to remember to use that Council and Core channel on the NEO Discord, because it's important we do this work in public. It's important that the community sees the work that's being done. So again, if you're not in that channel, please reach out to one of us so we can get you the right tag so you can be added to that. And let's keep the momentum going, and let's keep keeping ourselves and each other accountable. Cool.
Perfect. Have a nice day.
Thanks everyone. I appreciate it.
Bye-bye.
Thanks everyone.
Bye bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye bye. Bye bye.